What's going on, everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop. So park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, the subscribe button. Also, if you check the link below, you see a Patreon account. If you click it, you can become a member. All you got to do is try to recommend movies and music and trailers for me to react to. So click the damn link. Now, with that being said, we're here today to go ahead and give you guys a Beau is Afraid explained. So I know that this is a weird ass movie. I know that a lot of people were left scratching their heads like, what's going on? And your boy David from the 80s is here to help you out. So first and foremost, I understand that the biggest thing in this movie to decipher is what's real and what's not real. And to me, honestly, it's kind of tough because when you're watching the movie, I believe that it's a little bit fictitious, and then there's actually things that are really going on, right? So I think that the things that are going around Beau, so like the fire, the dancing, the chaos, the homeless people, the people getting stabbed and things like that, I think honestly that is his perception of the world. That's the way that he views the world. So, and that's his anxiety building up inside of him, and that's a reflection of that anxiety that's building up inside of him. That's one of the ways that I interpreted it as I watched this movie, right? But then also you have to take into account, which I'm gonna get into later, that most of these motherfuckers that was doing the shit outside are employed by his mother. So, but that's a conversation that we're gonna have a little bit at the end of the day, right? So here's the thing though. Beau has been very sheltered his whole damn life. His mother has sheltered him. She's babied him. She's nurtured him. As she said, I've given you all the love because I didn't get love. I wasn't paid attention to. So I gave you all the love that I could even muster. Even when I felt like I didn't even have no more love inside of me, I even gave you that. But then you have to understand that translates to her babying him, her basically kind of holding him hostage and not allowing him to grow. His credit card, think about it, if you will. His credit card, when he used his credit card, it was working, right? In order to buy the plane ticket. But as soon as he upset his mom, what ended up happening? The credit card automatically randomly starts getting declined. Why is that? Because the mother, upset because he just did whatever he wanted to do, she ended up cutting off his credit card, right? And this, again, is that dependency. Beau is completely dependent on his mother because he was not allowed to do things on his own, right? He was never allowed to go out into the world on his own. Even the world that he thinks he's in alone has been manufactured by his mother, right? So even with the relationship with the young girl, the mother even manipulates his virginity, right? The mother has seems to have paid that young actress lady in order to kiss Beau and make him fall for her, and then turn around and use her to have him hold his virginity hostage for her. She says, wait for me, promise you'll wait for me. And he promises, right? Because Beau is a very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? He's a very easily manipulated person by his mother. And then also there's a kind of a theory that I'm going to go into a little bit later, but that's a conversation for a little bit later. So, but then here's the crazy part about it. The crazy part about this is that a lot of his mental anxiety, a lot of his mental stress is caused by his mother. And she chastises him for it. She criticizes him for it. She talks about how he can't even make simple decisions and for himself. But then you have to think about the environment that she's created to enable him to make decisions for himself. And even the woman that he chose, was very bossy as well too. And the reason why is because, remember that whole thing, like people are attracted to people like their mothers? Yeah, that's an idea that's kind of like explored in this movie, and I'm going to get into it because it's kind of Freudian, right? And that's going into like developmental psychology. When we're looking at the aspect of the more realistic parts is that the mother actually did employ every single person that was there. When we saw that scene with the mother's face and Beau got really close, you see all of the employees there, even the freaking the cholo dude, the dude with all the tattoos or whatever that was chasing him most of the movie, right? You have the people that took care of him, right, in the little psychiatric home thing. The dad and the mom of the daughter that was crazy, then drank the paint, right? Those people as well, they were paid off by the mother because their pictures were in the picture of the mother as well too, right? So, and then even Beau had the freaking little the ankle monitor thingy on his leg. So again, it when you're watching this movie, you just wonder, like, is this really the world that he's living in, or is this a world that's manufactured by his mom? And then we're going to kind of lean towards more that this world is being manufactured by his mom. um Now, what I wanted to talk a little bit about is the developmental psychology aspect of it. There's Freudian theories that are inside of this movie. Now, I'm pretty sure that you guys all saw that Beau's testicles are the size of grapefruits, right? We all saw that. And the idea behind that is simply because Beau has not been sexually active at all during his life. So it's supposed to be metaphoric, but at the same time, it's metaphoric for some Freudian theory. The Freudian theory is basically saying that um usually people that grow up without a sexual release, they tend to have that tends to impact their life negatively, right? And in this case, we're looking at Beau and how he was never able to express himself sexually or to relieve himself sexually, and therefore this idea was that led to him going down the path that he went down. Now, is that like a big, I think that that's what the whole symbolism of the big balls and shit like that was. But then you also have other symbolism, right? Like the big ass dick in the fucking attic and shit, right? I don't think that there was literally a big ass monster dick in the attic, right? That's just me saying that. Like, I don't think it was there. I think that was just either A, symbolizing the fact that the mom just thought about the man that made Beau as some sort of just sexual object that she can just store in a basement, like whatever, or is just saying that she's just looking at him as a tool, right? Just a tool that she can access whenever she wants to. But then also it could literally mean that metaphorically she just thinks he's a dick, like he's an asshole, like your dad's an asshole, right? So I think that could be an avenue too. But in the end of the movie, we see that another aspect that's explored in this movie is the idea of guilt, right? Beau's guilt feels guilty. It's expressed at the beginning of the movie that he feels guilty about the way that but not actually, it's funny because he doesn't feel guilty at the beginning of the movie about the whatever happened last time he went to go visit his mom, right? But the fact that the damn therapist is under the mom's payroll and he wants him to admit that he feels guilty, they're trying to make him feel guilty for doing stuff that technically he should be allowed to do. He should be allowed to live his life as he pleases. He should be able to live his life as he feels. But I think the mother was kind of intimidated that he would rise up and become better than her, and that's the reason why I think he really did have a twin brother, because that brother did not look like the little Beau that we saw throughout the movie. He looked like a different Beau. So I think that he literally had a twin brother that got locked in the basement. I think the dude in the basement was really Beau's brother. I don't think the dick was there, but I think the brother was really there. That's just my opinion, and I think that's really what she did to the brother, that she felt like, because she was like, you idiot, that's not a dream that you had, that's really happened, like that's a memory. So it's kind of crazy to think about that this woman will really go through hell on high water to do that. But anyway, at the end of the movie, I really felt like Beau gave in to what his mother wanted. She made him feel guilty. When you're watching the screen and you talk about how the mother fell and then he was kind of hiding from her or whatever, and then also he had the boys come over and sniff her panties and shit and just take the panties or whatever, and all these things, and they did all of these things to make him feel guilty, even when they were like, oh, when the guy offered to take Beau that night, Beau was like, nah, like he kind of hesitated because he really thought about it. And he's like, nah, I don't want to go home. Like, I kind of don't want to go home. That guilt was fucking with him. So he, at the end of the day, I think that Beau felt guilty. She finally got him to feel guilty for whatever he did. And him drowning at the end was like a symbolism of him drowning in his guilt. But it's wild to think about that she made him feel guilty, but at the end of the day, it's like he feels this way and he acts the way that he acts because you kind of created this monster. You put him in a situation to be like this, right? You've made him completely dependent on you and you have not allowed him to grow. You know, it's like it's like planting a flower and rejecting its sunlight. But I mean, this movie is honestly, like, you can sit here and dissect this damn movie all freaking day, because it's a really deep movie, right? It's a very deep movie, and I personally enjoyed it. So I hope that that was kind of helpful for you guys to break down some of the different aspects of the movie. or whatever the case may be. I hope it helps you understand it a little bit on a deeper level, and kind of showcase some of the theory or the ideas that's kind of embedded inside of the movie. Remember that everything in the movie isn't as it seems. Some things just can't be understood or accounted for. Like the soldier dude that was crazy and was chasing him throughout the whole damn movie, and how he busted into the building and started shooting up the dick and shit. I don't know. Like, there's no way to explain that shit. Also, the chick when he was having sex with her and he finally climaxed or whatever, and she froze. There's no way to explain that shit. Like that part, I really honestly don't understand. If you guys understood that part, let me know. But sometimes I just feel like they just throw curveballs at you just to kind of throw you off. And I don't feel like everything has a purpose. It's just for people to kind of just look at him like, what the hell happened, and try to dissect it and try to come up with different symbolic meanings for it. But at the end of the day, it was just done just for the fuck of it. But that's all I got. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the case, whatever the case may be. Did I miss something? Did I miss anything that needs to be explained in this movie? At the end of the day, this movie is just really a deep dive into the psyche of Beau. We're looking at the different emotions that he feels, the different types of mental health trauma that he's going through. We're looking at his life, his past trauma, the things that his mother has put him through. We're also looking at his sexual deprivation. You know what I'm saying? We have it's just so many different avenues that are in this movie that can be explored on deeper levels. But let me know in the comment section down below if I've forgotten anything. But until next time, you are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. Hope you guys have a magnificent day. Adios, homies.